Hi everyone, how are you all today? I finally have some sun here. I'm so happy about that. It's been so rainy and cold for weeks. Well, I've had a day here and there of sun, but basically it's been rainy and cold. So, this is my finished little garden. I use my kneaded eraser to take out any more of this pencil. I think I got most of it. Since the other video, I have gone over some of the lines a little bit darker and just fixed it up a little bit. You know, sometimes I'll just make the lines a little thicker or add little details. I didn't video all that though, because sometimes I put my head over it and I didn't want to block the video. But you can fine tune it as you go along too, because you'll just go over whatever you do with the ink. So I am going to use some colored pencils, some of these Sakura Micron pens. They're archival ink, they're pigmented, not dye. And these are by Sakura. I'm going to use some of my Prismacolor pencils, Premier, and some of my gel pens, which are all by Sakura. I really only like Sakura gel pens, you know, Jelly Roll and the glaze that I talk about, so I'm going to be using them. And I just start with something small, and this is a very fine tip. It's not the finest you can get, but it is pretty fine. But for these little pieces, it's really good to have something so fine like this. Basically, I'm just going to color this piece in. I'm not even going to use watercolor, I don't think. Oh, I might at the end. I may at the end use watercolor. I'm not sure yet. I'll see as I go along. But it's kind of just like coloring it in, you know? And little added things you can do that makes it a little bit different than just coloring it. Like adding some details, not coloring in every line, making some lines thicker, some lines thinner. So just, like I always say, doing opposites. Thick and thin, filling in some shapes, not all of them. Bright colors, dark colors, opaque, transparent. Just mix it up. Never do the same thing as you go through your piece. Just never do the same thing. I mean, sometimes you have to repeat, but now this is a brush pen. This isn't as fine as the other. This is has a nice little, like a paintbrush on it, but it's still pigment ink. Pigment, I should say paint. Well, it's ink, but it's pigment instead of dye. Here's another brush pen. This one has something on it. Great color with these Sakura pens. They're expensive, but worth every penny. I mean, they're not that expensive. I got 8 for $26, I think. Now you'll notice my black ink is not moving because it's permanent Sharpie. So, that's the fine tip. Now I don't know where my blue. I can't find all my. I have too many supplies at my hand. It's too hard. to keep track of them all. Sorry, I'm humming. And you just do little different kind of details. Like I'm not going to fill that one in, but I'll fill that one in. And then I'll use some green around it, because leaves aren't really all one color. And then I may take some colored pencil and add some lighter green. And this I may just do half of it with the pen. Not the whole thing. Now my gel pen, my glaze pens, I don't use them that much, so they don't always work every time I take them out. So I gotta make sure they work first, because you're supposed to use these all the time. If you let them sit, they really get like clogged. But if you take them and rub them on sandpaper, it unclogs them usually. Sometimes it doesn't, because I have some filled pens that won't work. And don't forget, when you use this is a glaze pen by Sakura, it's going to be embossed. It's going to be raised above the other, and it's going to be a little shiny. So you're going to see it when you turn the paper to the side, which is another thing that I love to have happen. That's why it's fun using different materials in one piece, because you get different effects from each material or supply that you use, and they work great together. I think that's why some people, you know, do a piece sometimes and they're like, oh, it doesn't look like what you do, because they only use one thing. They only use maybe a light wash of watercolor. So then that doesn't look good, because there's no opposites or distinctions between different media. I mean, you can use one media and still get effects. You can put some in dark areas, some in light areas, some on thick, some thin, you know, so you can still vary everything, even if you're just using one medium. But the fun of using more is that you get even more variation. And I just keep, you'll notice I just keep switching colors, and that's how I pretty much go through the whole piece. I just keep, here's a full one that doesn't work. Oh, I just smudged some. Oh, that's all right, I can cover it up later. But yeah, when you smudge this, it doesn't, you can't, you can't erase it. I don't know where I'm putting my purple. Now my green hardly ever works. Oh, it's working now. No, it's not. It starts working. I don't know why the green in particular. I have 3 filled green. All 3 of them don't work. I mean, I could probably call Sakura. I don't have my, oh yes I do have my sandpaper. So, and then you wipe it off, and it should work. I do it a little on the fine side, on the side, and kind of drag it towards me. Let's see. It's starting to work. Let me try another one. Nope. So that is a pain. These are expensive too. I guess I could call Sakura and they would probably give me a new pack. I just haven't done that. So I'm not going to use green from there. I'll use green from here. Now I'm getting tired of the pens, so I'm going to go to colored pencil, but each one I'm going to have to sharpen because I'm going to need a very fine point. So I just have this sharpener I brought with the pencils. It works very good because some sharpeners don't work that great. Now you could use watercolor pencils for this as well and then blend them. I just feel like using the regular Prismacolor. I love how great they cover, and they're so opaque. It's just a personal choice. Always go with your personal choice. Whatever you feel like doing in the moment. I think that's very important, to do what you like and what feels good to you to get the outcome that you want. Now I'm going over the black a little bit. I'm not meaning to, but it's a little hard because with the colored pencil, I didn't sharpen this one. But it's okay because at the end I'm going to go over many of the lines anyway with probably a black glaze pen. Usually I'm humming a song that I sing with, songs that I sing with Fonz. But now he's starting to like more adult music, so it turns out to be songs I like. Before it was You Are My Sunshine, one of his favorites, and Twinkle Twinkle. But now it's some songs that are on the radio, some shuffle songs by all the new shuffle dances, and he loves them. It's kind of a, I don't know how to describe it, kind of like a rave kind of music. I don't know. It's kind of good, but so that's the kind of music he likes now, so I'll probably be humming that pretty shortly. I cannot find, oh, here it is, my pink. Yeah, Prismacolor pencils are like Prismacolor Premier. They are fabulous. I've had these around for so long and never used them. I've only started, I mean, I did use them in the beginning, but I've started loving using them again. They have a very good light, fast quality. They're highly pigmented. They go on great. They cover anything. I mean, some of the lighter colors don't cover everything, like the pale. Oh, now here's my favorite pink, and it's not going to work. It's because I haven't used these in so long. Ugh. I'll try it with something small. Now it's coming out, but it's not flowing good. So I don't really like that. I like when it flows very well. I'll just use it for little pieces. I hate when that has to determine where I put color. I would like to use this for one of my bigger flowers over here probably, and I can't because it's not working good. So that bothers me when one of my supplies isn't working. Oh, maybe it is now. I'm rambling on here. Oh, I think it's working. It's starting to flow a little bit. Hope it doesn't stop in the middle. It's not really working because this is such a brighter color, so it's coming out a little bit lighter than it should. Usually these flow on so well. See, it's getting a little scratchy. It's not that big of a deal. It's just not as fun to work with when it does this. And I don't get the nice, clear effect that I like. Do 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 do.